My name is Lance Howard, life coach, author, recording artist, and ancient wisdom translator and teacher, focused on human identity and purpose for creating lives of true success, empowered by true self-knowledge. This is part 4 of the video series titled, What is God? I highly suggest seeing the previous parts for context. In my latest book, Bible Redefined in the Book of Yasharal, I write about how religion has kept us distracted and deluded with the question, who is God, rather than focusing on a more beneficial question, what is God? My book and this series are for those who have the courage to wrestle with God, the idea, the notion, the concept, the beingness. If you think you already know all the answers or want to argue for the religious or typical Western model of God, my work is not for you. When understood without bias, the ancient Eastern languages have already disproved the Western religious model, and that is a way of saying when we actually understand the messages in the Bible as they were originally intended through the ancient Semitic languages in which they were originally written, the religious model does not hold up. In part 3 of this series, I said I would share at least 50 different ways to translate and render the ancient Semitic words from which we get our English term, God. Some of these ancient words are Elohim, Eloha, Allaha, Allah, El, and Al. Here are a multitude of ways these ancient words can be translated that would serve us much better than the simple translation God. After all, I just named off 6 different words, but we translate all of them as God. Something's not complete about that. Something's incorrect about that. Here's how the word God, the words for God, could better be translated. I am, source behind all I ams. Heart of hearts, the I in I in and behind your I. Viewing, feeling, thinking behind all viewing, feeling, thinking. Thought in and behind every thought. Memory holding every memory. The self behind every self. The great I am in you and in them. Source of what is. Source of reality. Ground of being. The field of being. Containing the polar opposites of light and dark. Good and evil. Inside and outside. Consciousness and unconsciousness. Parent of the universe, frequency of all frequencies, the creative field, sacred unity, universe or unity in diversity, divine intelligence, the infinite field of being and knowing, the illimitable I am, the superordinate ethical principle, song of all songs, energy of all energies, primordial reason for breath of breaths, primordial reason for water of waters, consciousness of consciousnesses, conscience of consciences, sacred of sacreds, mind of minds, perfectly functional recognition, pure mind and pure potential, the indivisible law of life, the whole law of laws, guiding principle, boundary and order and alchemy, inescapable reality of circulation, the archetype of archetypes, the highest ideal, the inspiration, anthem of soul, heartbeat of heartbeats, creative field of consciousness and the principles thereof, the subtle essence of everything, the self of all that exists, spirit and spirituality, eternal and eternity, life, death, love, the expanse of life, all that is, that which is, the subject of all objects, the unseen knowable seer, the I and I within you, I and I, the beingness, power, that which gives, supplies, and supports with energy and sense of and for life, pure awareness, simple presence, central, creative, purposeful, powerful authority, the pure, expansive, and generative power, the ever-present intelligence of here and now. First reason, the unseen cause. Unborn conscious awareness, the one wisdom, the continual creative word and sound, the message and the conversation that has always moved as the constant flow. The intelligent expression, the equation and the algorithm, the pattern and the fabricator, the language and the linguist, the archetype and the blueprint, the story, the meaning, and the purpose, the true decision and the decision maker, the sacred breath, wind, intelligent life, energetic, aware presence, the uncaused cause. All of this is the great existence which we have so nonchalantly and ignorantly called God, far greater than a man in the sky, far more beneficial and valuable than what our Western religious notions have reported to us. You can find my book, Bible Redefined, and the Book of Yasharal through my website at lancehoward.net. Follow me here and on YouTube, THV TV. If you want to hear more on how to be a complete, well-rounded, holistic human with books, music, courses, community, and live events, stay tuned.